When you try hard, you die hard. You know what I mean? And I've been there. And I don't mean to be so vulgar about it, but they understand the terminology about it. You have to let things come to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I learned that on television, you know, trying to be someone else, trying to, you know, articulate things like someone else. No, you just have to be Dontrelle. Because I think people can see through the genuineness of that. You know what I mean? And so I just tell people, man, let the game come to you. Let's have fun. And really, it's not just about athletics. Let life come to you. My guy in my neck of the woods.
That's right.
What's going on?
What's up, guys? We got Dontrelle Willis. We're out here at Troon North Mountain Course. We're going to get after it today. Hope you guys have a good time and enjoy. All right, well, first of all, thank you for letting me come out in your neck of the woods, right? Now it's your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Great golf, man. Troon was, it did not disappoint.
Nah, it's a pure place. We have fun. The undulation, I mean, the rocks, the layout, the greens were fast, Arizona fast. So, no, but the vibe was even better. So thank you for just having me out here, man. It was a blast. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate that. And I hope you see the value in what we do, because it's, you know, like we talked about a lot on the course, it's our mission, right? We want to break that stigma behind men's mental health,
right,
and create a community where golf is therapy, right? And so I wanted to touch back on some things that we talked about on the course, but mainly like when you're looking at the MLB right now,
right,
and a lot of it is being pushed towards mental skills, right? A lot of training and a lot of focus is being spent there. Where do you see MLB going from here? And is there things that they can do better, or is there just like an adjustment period to this?
No, I think they're actually trending in the right direction, because it's not just a baseball issue, it's really a human issue. And I think people are starting to talk about it and being more open and coming to the forefront of being like, how are you doing in this environment? I think we've took for granted, because we're all sports fans. I mean, we talked about the Raiders and how painful it is to be a Raiders fan and all that, but how difficult it is to do that job and still be a dad, still be a parent, still be a husband. And so, you know, the mental health is everything, and it's the base of that, because you want people to be healthy citizens in life and live elongated lives and what have you. And so I think they do a good job. I work with the Dodgers, and they have multiple people, not only just the managers and the coaching staff, but people that are hired to make sure that guys are okay mentally. Because if you're not okay at home, you're not going to be okay at the field, and vice versa. And so it's very important to address that. I'm very happy that we're trending in the right direction of just having people more open to speak about issues and things that they're battling internally.
2003, rookie year, coming out of the Bay Area, like you have a lot of high expectations, right? And so you go out and get rookie of the year and win a World Series. Like, that's crazy,
That's
right?
surreal, yeah.
Where did your head go after that season, and maybe even during that season? Like, how, because that's a play of emotions to be the youngest guy on that team too.
You know, it was a blessing. I credit my teammates, man. They cared about me, they liked me, and they wanted to steer me and groom me the right way. You know, I remember winning games for them, and then they're making me go to McDonald's and getting 40 cheeseburgers and fries and beers, and I'm serving on the plane, you know what I mean, to teach me humility, you know. And so I thought that was very important. They ragged on me all the time, and I wore it well, you know, because I just wanted to be part of the team. So I think they saw very early that I didn't like to be singled out, you know. As much as everybody loved that train station and D-train stuff, I just wanted to win, you know what I mean? And they saw the genuineness in that. So I'm very lucky and very humbled that I had a great support system around me, and people to tell me that, you know, you're not hot shit, excuse my language. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you're just a man. And so, you know, I'm very blessed to that. I teach my kids that today, that, you know, be thankful in the situation that you're in. So for us to have Miguel Cabrera next to me, who was younger than me when he got called up, and one of the greatest players of all time, we got to bounce experiences off each other. And I thought that was very important, and as well as being impactful and winning ball games. And so bringing the love and the energy back down to South Florida, you know what I mean? Going from having 6,000 fans to 20,000 fans, 30,000 fans, and seeing people that having your name on their back, it's really cool. But at the same time, you know, I always knew that, hey, this is going to end at some point, and I'm just going to enjoy the ride.
All right, we're going to do a two-man scramble format.
All good.
Stay together.
Yeah, let's have fun,
We're
man.
going to probably use all your balls.
Nah, we're going to have some birdies out there. We're going to enjoy ourselves, baby.
My 260 max off the... Get in.
Oh.
Come on.
Yeah, that'll give you some of that Chip Kelly. Oh, don't show me up in my own house, Folgers! What's going on, man?
And also shank one out in the cactus, though.
Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that.
And we're starting to see a couple other things play into the factor, right? You don't just have the anxiety, the depression.
Right.
That's more of a take on personal thing, right? But you have substance abuse, you
Right.
have other things, right? And we just lost Brian Matus,
Yes.
right? And I know he lives here. And when something like that happens, what does that do to you? Like, what are the feelings you get, and then what steps do you take after that?
Sadness. You feel guilty because I knew Brian personally. Golfed with him out here, played with him. You put yourself in that person's shoes, because when you ask people, when you see them around Scottsdale, and this is baseball mecca, where you run into somebody every single day, and when you ask them how they're doing, you know, they give you this same, "Oh, I'm doing well, the kids are doing well," and what have you. But you have to be that person to really want to go in depth and be like, "Hey, man, the door's open if you want to tell me anything, and I'm not going to judge you." Because I think that's a part of it. People don't want to tell their problems because they don't want to get judged.
Right.
And so that's the first kind of roadblock. Once you get over that, then the rest is history. And so, when I found out about Brian's passing and seeing him 2 months before that, it's tough. And so I'm still flabbergasted by it, because he was such a good dude, to us, a fun golfing guy, you know what I mean, and a hell of a baseball player. But what about him as a human?
Right.
And now he's gone, and he leaves a family that has to deal with everything, and so I'm very genuine about, regardless if you're a friend of mine in the baseball world or just a normal friend of mine, checking on how you're doing, and please ask me how I'm doing. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Maybe sometimes it's a little heavy to deal with, but that's my release, and you're actually saving my life by letting me be able to confide to you. Way to go.
Come on. Come on.
It's the drone wind. The drone wind don't give me no love. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Great shot, bro. Great shot. The drone wind. I'm gonna text my daughter. I'm like, "Hey, man, I gotta find a drone." Monster.
Yeah.
We talk a lot just about television and what have you. He's done an awesome job over there, man. And so his energy is infectious.
And he loves Oakland.
And he's genuine too.
Yeah.
So really good dude. That's my guy.
We're both fathers, right? And I think that I know how you were raised, right? I know your mom. And so I'd like to kind of get your perspective on the way you were raised, and then now how, because I know where this is going, man. But it's so important, man. It's so important, and what you're doing is just it's chain breaking.
Yeah.
And I love that about you.
I say this a lot to my kids. There's certain things that I'm very proud of, especially with my upbringing, but I'm very forthcoming about telling them, hey, that's gonna die with me. That's not gonna die with you. You know what I mean? I'm gonna man up and talk openly about how you feel and how I feel about certain things. And I want that to perish with me. I want you to be able to confide to your mother, confide to your sister about certain things that you're dealing with and what have you. And so, I'm very open about it. They know, they're smart enough, and I know I'm doing a good job, that I know that they know I'm a broken clock. I'm right twice a day. You know what I mean? But when I'm right, I'm right. And what I mean by that is, like, when I'm very genuine about an issue, they know. And they can sense it. And so I'm super proud of my young ladies that are growing up in this world. I see them with the pressures of school. I see them with the pressures of sports and athletics. And so I talk to them very honestly about my failures. I don't teach through success. I teach through failure. Yeah. So I can sense when someone's struggling out there. I can sense when someone's not feeling comfortable out there. And so once you break down that wall, I think it transcends age, it transcends race. And so I'm able to talk to a Mookie Betts and tell him, hey, just don't miss the fastball. It's freaking Mookie Betts. You know what I mean? But he looks at me like, hey, he's telling me the truth about something like that. And because I generally want them to be successful. And so regardless if it's Mookie Betts or my daughter, I'm going to come from a genuine place of hope and gratitude, and hopefully whatever I'm giving them helps them down the road.
Good ball.
Go. Live long, go.
Yeah.
Go. I hope it's enough.
That should be, right?
Yeah, it's heavy in there. That a boy.
Come on, baby.
Hey!
Finally made a putt. Holy smokes.
I love it. I was gonna be salty going back to my house. Like, you did not make. I was gonna stop at my country club to putt.
You know,
Hayward,
was sneaky.
my cousin went to Hayward, so they were good. Yeah, they were good that year. The Farmers.
But I forget where you were sitting, dude, and my coach, he goes, "Hey, you're gonna go hit," and I'm like, "Why?" I'm like, "I don't want to hit, dude. Like, this is no." He's like, "You're gonna hit, dude. Just go up there. I want you to see this." And I'm like, "I see it fine, dude." I'm like, I got a front row seat to the greatest game in live, dude. I'm like, I'm good right here, coach. He's like, "All right, go grab that." And I'm like, "Oh shit."
I was mid in high school.
Oh, you?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was mid in high school.
I'm coming from Babe Ruth,
Right,
so
exactly.
You hit me with 2 fastballs. I didn't even see them. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna cut at this one, right?
Yeah.
And you hit something off speed. I don't even remember what it was. And I swung so hard and I threw the bat, like I went down to the ground,
bro. That, bro.
And I'm like, I didn't even look at you. I'm like, I didn't even pick up the bat.
I
walked right back to the dugout. I'm like, don't nobody say nothing. Like this is.
That's like me when I faced Sabathia, and I got my Di Marini bat, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? I was 5'4" my freshman year, so you know what I mean. I'm sitting there, my uniform's hanging off me, and I'm like, dude, this dude throws 100 miles an hour. He don't know where this ball going and stuff. But Bay Area baseball, especially back then,
yeah.
It didn't matter what conference you were in, you were going to play some dogs, bro.
And you didn't have to play NorCal.
You did.
It was all Little League and Babe Ruth and everything else.
John talking shit. And, you know, for me, like, I just wanted my name to ring out. Like, I remember me and my best friend, Will Thomas, he was all Alameda newspaper group with me, center fielder. We were at Union City at the Fridays where they did that movie theater and the what's that donut place?
Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme, like, so it was all new back then in the 2000s. So hella high school people, they was fighting over there too. So we had our NCNL jackets and these dudes ran up on us at James looking at us like, oh, these boys from NCNL, huh? And I was like, yeah, we in the building. I was like, we might get jumped, but then nigga, we just stand your ground, nigga. Like, stand your ground, bro. But yeah, man, we just wanted our name, but it was really, really good baseball. Matter of fact, my area code year, we went undefeated in area codes. Like that was the first time like the Bay Area won in area codes and stuff like that. And out of the 20 kids we had on our team, I want to say like Johnny Ash, he went to Bishop.
Ash was so good.
He was nasty. Going to Stanford, my boy Reed Johnson went to De La Salle. I want to say like 15 of us were from the Bay Area for the NorCal team. So like it was really, really
Johnny
good baseball,
Ash, bro.
man.
That's a name I haven't heard.
Johnny Ash is my guy.
That guy
like, Johnny,
was so
you know
fast.
you're gonna be a lawyer. You ain't no baseball motherfucker. You already doing my taxes.
Yeah.
Johnny Ash was that smart. Johnny Ash, my guy.
Those Stanford boys.
They were so smart. They were so smart.
When we spoke on this term redlining, right? And so when the career you had, great career, it's awesome and people love you, right? And now with Fox and doing your thing on TV, like it's awesome. But you're still connected to the game. You're still connected to these players, like you just mentioned, Mookie. When someone's redlining and you see it, what do you do? What's your role in that?
When you try hard, you die hard. You know what I mean? And I've been there. And I don't mean to be so vulgar about it, but they understand the terminology about it. You have to let things come to you. Right. You know what I mean? And so I learned that on television, you know, trying to be someone else, trying to, you know, articulate things like someone else. No, you just have to be Dontrelle. Because I think people can see through the genuineness of that. You know what I mean? And so I just tell people, man, let the game come to you. Let's have fun. And really, it's not just about athletics. Let life come to you. There's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be things that you have to overcome adversity in. But like I said earlier, I don't think about in the terms of losses. I think about lessons and being like, okay, maybe I need to go about it this way, or maybe I need to let the gun come to me. Because like in golf, the first tee is always tough for me. You know what I mean? To get off that first tee.
Yeah.
And it's like, so I ask people that have done it at a higher level, hey, what do you do to get off on the first tee? I got 12 different responses, but I'm able to take certain things and just say, hey, the bottom line is, it's the same as this 10th tee. Let's go out there and have fun and just swing and let the chips fall where they may. Because it's tough as humans because we want to control everything. You know what I mean? We want to control it. I hate flying. Why? Because I'm not flying the plane. You know, I'm not controlling it. What if he has a bad day? You know what I mean? And so it's just one of those things where it's just like, you know, believe in your faith, believe in your training, prepare yourself, and, you know, do your best and let the chips fall where you may. And I think that'll help with a lot of the nerves and anxiety of failure, because I think most of us don't want to fail.
Yeah. Looking back on your life, not just career, but life as a whole, what's one thing that you did that you would do differently now, especially relating to like the mental side of life?
That is a great question. Be in the present more. I'm always thinking of the next day or what I have to do about the next project, what my kids need. And today, when I woke up today, I purposely told myself, you know what? I'm going to be in the moment of just going out there and just enjoying it. And whatever questions is asked to me, I'm going to ask them very genuinely, but I'm going to enjoy being out there. And for a guy that hasn't hit golf balls in a couple weeks, I thought I did pretty good as far as striking the ball.
I rode those coattails,
but again, it's one of those things where you can never stop learning no matter what age you are. And so, working at Fox, working at Apple TV, working for the Dodgers, I'm on planes all day long. And so the first year I did that, I looked at it as, man, this is hard. And again, what I said earlier about be careful how you speak to yourself, because the mental really goes to the body. And so it was a very difficult year for me, professionally. And then last year I was just like, I kind of changed the words saying, I get to go to work. Yeah. I get to go see the Guardians play against the Twins. I get to go to Dodger Stadium. I get to sit in this traffic. And slowly but surely it started to feel better. It started to feel like, now again, the traffic in LA is just like in the Bay, you got to sit for an hour no matter where you're going. But my mentality changed about like, man, I'm blessed to get to work with Kevin Burkhardt and Joe Davis and all these great people and cover the game that saved my life. And so last year was a whole lot better because mentally I changed my perspective of how I spoke to myself about the things I needed to do.
That's great. If you could say one thing to our viewers who are struggling or just on the fence of reaching out, right? They're concerned about, do I take that next step and trust somebody? Yes. What would you say to that person?
Do it. It saves your life. And it might save the person you're reaching out to's life too. Because oftentimes we don't know what's going on in anybody's four walls. But sometimes you'll say something that will trigger something and it will open a door and it will really save their life as much as you getting the stuff off your chest as well. And so don't be afraid to talk to somebody. And if you don't have anybody, find somebody, because we're all blessed and we all go through things. You know what I mean? We all have children and things happen, but we're very blessed to be on this earth, man. And again, find yourself something that's positive, and really just put yourself out there, man, because I'm a walking, institute of someone that spoke up and it saved my life. And now I'm here to help and still need help. You know what I mean? Trust me, you guys have followed me for 3 hours. You trust me, I need a lot of help, you know what I mean? But I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? I'm okay with that as a 43-year-old man. I'm very proud of the man I'm training to be. I'm not perfect, but if the younger Dontrelle saw himself, he's like, you did all right, man. You know what I mean? It could have went left on a lot of different instances and it didn't. And so, God is good all the time and I'm gonna let him continue to use me.
Well, like I said, I've known of you since we faced off in high school. And I can say for certain that I'm proud of who you are today, because everybody that I talk to about you, we all laugh. That's always going to happen.
I get it.
But I'll tell you what, there's never been somebody that is like a Tyson Ross.
Yes.
There's always just something amazing to say about you. And
I appreciate that. I make sure I'll send the checks out when I get home. You know what I mean? I appreciate that. No, but again, everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants to be healthy. But, if this is my last day on this planet, that's the response I want to have, where people are over my casket like, man, he was one of a kind and he loved people and he wanted to see people happy. And so that's all I want on this planet. And thus far, my 43 years on this earth, I've had that. So I'm very blessed and I'm very thankful. And thank you for having me on. This was a great day. I appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate it. Well, I got one more thing for you here. And we got a pair of shoes, like I told you, from Troon North coming to you. Those are in the mail. And then this is from our guys at Birdman Bats.
Birdman don't mess around.
They do not.
Wow. So with the name on it, I like it. I wish I had this in the show because I backspin some cats about. This is good wood, man. But thank you again, man. Really appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Appreciate you. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. And remember, you're worth it.